What's up everyone, Takedown here, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over the past 2 to 3 weeks of my hockey card eBay sales. The past couple weeks we've been selling a lot of stuff that was just in my collection that I decided to part ways with, just to make room and to make a little bit extra money to purchase cards and find cards that I wanted to add to my collection for bigger names, bigger stars. All the stuff that I did purchase that I did receive so far, I'll be making future videos on that, so look forward for that for hockey card videos. But for today, we're going to be going over my hockey card eBay sales for the past 2 to 3 weeks, so let's just get started here. Some of it did get shipped to just within Canada, some did get shipped to the US, which I shipped them a little bit differently to the US than how you're actually supposed to now, but it did work out for me. Rather than paying the $15 to ship it with the tracking and everything, if it's a card that was $5 to $7, I don't really want to pay for tracking, neither does the person purchasing it. So I just tossed a stamp on it and shipped it to the US for $2. Obviously, there's a chance it'll bounce back at that price and doing it that way. Nothing did. They all arrived. All positive feedback from the buyers. So I think if it's a cheap card, that's the way I'm going to do it from now on. But let's get into today's sales. All these prices are after the fees and shipping's already been taken out. So this is what I earned per card. Up first, we have a Dustin Wolf Young Guns. This one sold for $8. I can't remember if it was shipped to the US or Canada, but for $8 for this card, it was one I was debating on keeping. I decided to part ways, and it sold fairly quick. Next is a Joseph Woll Young Guns. I was actually thinking after it did sell, I should have probably kept it in my collection, but it did sell for $23, so I thought at that point, why not? I know it's a player that's eventually, if he does good, his value might go up a little bit, but I decided just to sell it because I'm not a huge Toronto fan, but I did think that I could probably get other cards that I really wanted for around that price, so it just made sense getting that money and be able to use it for cards that I really wanted. Next, we have a Jani Hanapa, I probably butchered that name, rookie class, numbered 19 out of 25. This was a black one. This one sold for $12 on eBay. Very hard to find sold comps on it. Not too many people are selling those ones. It's just the black background instead of the normal background. And it sold for $12, and I thought that was great for a card that I didn't really know how much it was worth. And it was more than I thought some of them were worth, so that was great. We did have a Pytro Crochet of Young Guns. Again, another one I butchered. That one was $7. I sold it on eBay. We have a Dylan Gunther Young Guns for $12. This is one that I thought maybe after I sold it I should have probably kept, but I'm glad I got $12 for it. I thought that was a great price. We have a Dawson Mercer Young Guns for $4, a little bit less than some of the other ones we did talk about so far. I did have 2 Alex Newhooks, so the first one did sell for $5. That was what I listed it for, which was great. The second one did sell for $3.50. That was the offer they gave me, and I thought, why not, just to get rid of it. So that is after the fees and shipping, by the way. Then we did have a Lucas Raymond Young Gun Canvas. Now this is one I was debating on keeping because I think the player is going to do good. It's just I'm not a huge fan of the player, and there's other players that I want to collect, so I decided to sell his card to be able to get those cards. But this card did sell for $22, which I thought was great. I love collecting Young Gun canvases. If you guys watch my hockey card videos, you guys know this. I have a lot of Young Gun canvases, or just canvas cards to begin with, but I decided to part ways with this one here. For $22, I thought that was a great deal. We have Lucas Reichel from the Chicago Blackhawks Young Gun. This is one I was debating on keeping, but I decided to sell it because it was $10, so I did get that for it. I have the Ivan Barbashev. This was his Young Gun, numbered rookie card, and his Future Watch auto. Now, I've had this card since about 2018, the Future Watch auto, and I've been holding on to it, and at the time it was worth a lot more than it was now. So for all 3 cards, his Young Guns, the Future Watch auto, and the numbered card, sold for $14 on eBay. I know it was around $50 for just the Future Watch auto back in like 2019. I should have sold it then. I kept on to it. The players just started going downhill, so at least I got $14 for it, and I got it gone. Then I did sell the Lucas Raymond Young Guns. I already sold his Young Guns canvas. Now I'm selling his Young Guns, and I sold that for $25 just to make room. It was a player that I would have kept, but just to make room and get some money so I can purchase cards that I really want for players that I really wanted to have their Young Guns for. And I did get quite a few, and stay tuned for those. And the last card was Jonathan Huberdeau, Sign of the Times Autograph. Now this is a card that I loved. Not a huge huge fan of the player, but I would have liked other players, so that's why I decided to sell it. This one, at the time I did pull it, was about $25 on eBay. By the time I listed it and decided to wait around to sell it, it only sold for $10 on eBay. So it dropped a lot more than I should have listed it right away, but I decided to keep it a little longer and then like put it in my collection, and then I decided to sell it. But still, $10 for that card. So the total for all these cards, $155.50, and that's after fees and shipping. So all of that money, the $155.50, I'm putting towards buying hockey cards for my personal collection for players that I want to collect. I have a few so far that I got off eBay, and they've already arrived and they're in great condition. I have more on the way, and when everything's here, I'm going to make a video talking about that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just wanted to show you guys my sales for the past couple weeks, talk about them a little bit, basically how I ship to the States now, and how I'm making room for some of my collections. So if you guys have hockey cards, it doesn't hurt looking up sold comps on eBay, and some sell better on eBay than they will locally. I find locally people just want things for next to nothing. On eBay, people know what the value is, so they're willing to send you offers and negotiate a little bit. So am I. I'm willing to negotiate my prices, but some people just purchased it, and it was a great experience for me. Did sell a lot of them. I have more listed, but I think I'm going to be getting some really great cards in my collection very soon. So I'll see you guys for those videos in the future. Please take care. Peace.